Bare. 2 weeks. That was all they had. 2 weeks later, the air was different. Sharper, colder. Excitement and dread mingled in the pit of their stomachs. The crisp morning sun glinted off the polished chrome of the armored truck as Giovanni steered it through downtown Los Angeles, Calvin riding shotgun, both in their official-looking security uniforms. KP, also uniformed and armed, sat in the back, trying to project an air of calm he didn't feel. "All right, comms check," Giovanni grunted into his earpiece.
Loud and clear,
Came Janice's calm voice, even though she was miles away, hunkered down in a rented workspace, her fingers flying across multiple keyboards.
I'm routing us through. Our manifest is active. ETA 3 minutes.
Marlon, stationed discreetly in a van several blocks away, a laptop open on his lap, chimed in. "Structural data on my screen. I'm ready to guide you through any unexpected diversions, G." The Federal Reserve Building loomed, an imposing fortress of concrete and steel. Giovanni pulled up to the secured bay, presenting their credentials to the armed guard. Everything went by the book. They were a scheduled pickup for a high-value transfer. The manifest, Janice's ghost in the machine, showed a standard cash shipment. As the bay doors rumbled shut behind them, sealing them inside the belly of the beast, Calvin felt a cold sweat prickle his skin. This was it. Inside, they were met by two uniformed Federal Reserve guards. Giovanni and Calvin exchanged curt nods, their faces masks of professional indifference. KP stayed in the truck, maintaining the illusion of a standard three-man crew. "Morning, fellas," one of the Fed guards said, scanning their manifest. "Looks like a clean pickup. Follow me." They followed him down a bright, sterile corridor, their heavy boots echoing. Janice's voice crackled.
Cameras in this hallway are on a 2-minute loop. You're clear for now. Get to the lift.
They reached a reinforced service elevator. The guard swiped his card and punched in a code. As the doors slid open, Giovanni subtly nudged Calvin. This was a critical juncture. "Hold on," Calvin said to the guard, pulling out his own tablet, feigning a cross-check. "Just making sure the transfer code matches." As the guard leaned in, Calvin's hand shot out, a lightning-fast punch to the temple. The guard crumpled silently. Giovanni caught the other, slamming his head against the elevator wall. Both men were neutralized in less than 5 seconds. KP, hearing the scuffle through their earpieces, was already out of the truck, moving with a panther-like grace. He helped secure the two unconscious guards, stripping them of their access cards. "Janice, we're in." "Need that vault code," Giovanni murmured, pocketing a guard's keycard.
Stand by.
Janice's voice was cool, collected.
System is registering an anomaly. I'm rerouting the request. Accessing the main vault directory now.
There was a tense pause.
Got it. Code is...
She rattled off a string of numbers and letters. They descended several floors, the elevator a steel coffin carrying their audacious dreams. When the doors opened, they were in a different world, a brightly lit, high-security area leading to the main vault. Laser grids crisscrossed the hallway. Pressure plates made the floor a minefield. "Marlon, we're at the lasers." "Janice, surveillance?" Giovanni commanded. "Lasers are synchronized, G," Marlon's voice came through. "I'm feeding you the pattern now. Step on the green markers, avoid the red. Pressure plates are active but negligible on that path. Just stick to the plan." Janice's voice was a soothing balm.
All cameras in this sector are looped. You have 90 seconds on this stretch. Move y'all ass.
They moved with practiced precision, stepping over invisible beams, navigating the pressure plate floor like a deadly dance. Giovanni, massive and focused, led the way. Calvin, nimble, followed. KP brought up the rear, his eyes scanning for any unforeseen threats. Finally, they stood before it. The vault door. A colossal, circular beast of steel, adorned with multiple locking mechanisms. This was Marlon's expertise. All right, G, see the primary lock, top left? It's a 12-tumbler system, but it's old school. I'm feeding you the sequence based on the schematics. Calvin, you're on the secondary. It's a digital bypass. Janice is sending the cracking algorithm now. KP, keep watch. Giovanni, surprisingly deft for his size, worked the tumblers with a specialized tool he'd brought, his powerful fingers moving with delicate precision. Clicks echoed in the silent hall. Beside him, Calvin focused intently on a small panel on the door, uploading Janice's program while she guided him through the encrypted interface. Almost there, gangsta. One more tumbler, Marlon urged. Click. The primary lock disengaged with a satisfying thud.
Calvin, you got it.
Janice's voice was strained. Just about. Fire in the hole. A small green light flashed on the digital panel. The secondary lock hissed open. The vault door, heavy and imposing, swung open with a slow, deliberate groan, revealing a cavern of untold wealth. Stacks of bundled currency, countless gold bars and secure lockers filled the space. The smell of old money, heavy and intoxicating, hit them like a physical force. All right, fellas, here's our package, Giovanni said, pointing to a pallet stacked with secured cases, the designated $3.5 million. They quickly started loading the cases onto a waiting trolley. As they worked, Calvin caught a glint of light from a dark corner of the vault. He motioned to Giovanni. Tucked away on a dusty, velvet-lined pedestal, almost as an afterthought, sat an artifact. It was a solid gold statue, intricate and unsettling, depicting a creature part serpent, part bird, part man. Its eyes, massive and unblinking, were encrusted with huge, flawless diamonds, catching the ambient light and throwing back spectral rainbows. It looked ancient, primal, like something out of an Aztec or Egyptian myth, yet alien. Giovanni's eyes widened. Damn, cuz, what the hell is that? Calvin gave a low whistle. Man blood, that ain't just gold. Them diamonds are pristine. That thing gotta be worth more than this whole vault combined. They looked at each other, a silent agreement passing between them. Greed, a potent and dangerous force, eclipsed caution. Grab it, Giovanni hissed. Calvin carefully lifted the artifact. It was heavier than it looked, radiating a strange, cold energy. He cradled it like a newborn, tucking it into a specially reinforced bag. With their haul secured, they began their swift exit. The journey back was a blur of reversed steps, disarmed alarms, and perfectly timed false clearances. Janice and Marlon were their unseen guardians, guiding them through the labyrinth. They made their clean getaway, the armored truck peeling out of the Federal Reserve Bay without a hitch, leaving behind a perfectly undisturbed scene. Back at Giovanni's house, the air was electric with adrenaline and triumph. The secured cases of money were stacked high on the card table, now cleared of dominoes. The golden artifact, still in its bag, lay discreetly in the corner of the room. 3.5 mil, baby. We up now, my nigs, KP yelled, fanning himself with a stack of hundreds. I'm getting my mama that house. No more projects. And a proper ride for the family, not some bunk-ass Civic. Marlon adjusted his glasses, a wide grin breaking through his usual stoicism. About damn time I get that new workshop, and maybe an old school Impala on 26s. Chrome for days, fam. Janice laughed, a genuine, joyful sound they hadn't heard from her in years.
I'm opening my own cybersecurity firm. No more working for these chumps. I'm my own boss. And a mansion in the hills, of course.
Calvin was quiet for a moment, then looked at Giovanni. Remember that little diner we always talked about, G? That's what I'm doing. Legitimate business. A legacy for my kids, not just street cred. Giovanni nodded, his face etched with a rare smile of pure contentment. We all leveling up. No more corner hustles for us. This is freedom. He began divvying up the money, stacks of crisp bills piling up before each person. Laughter filled the room, the sweet sound of newfound wealth and the promise of a future they'd only dared to dream of. Then, a sound. It was faint at first, a low, guttural hum, almost like a vibration emanating from the corner where the artifact lay. The laughter died down, replaced by a nervous silence. "Yo, what the hell was that?" KP whispered, his hand instinctively reaching for the pistol tucked into his waistband. The hum intensified, growing into a deep, resonant thrum that vibrated through the floorboards. A faint, sickly green light began to pulse from the bag. They approached the corner, single file, their earlier bravado replaced by a creeping dread. Giovanni led, Calvin right behind him, then KP.
In the shadows where the truth they hide, whispers call me to the other side. Searching for the light I know is there, but the night feels heavy, it burdens the air. Tales from the scarring, painting the night, echoes of the